the legendary fox spirit from Japanese folklore. Since the early rise of Japanese civilization, mankind and animals have lived alongside each other, coexisting intimately on the land of times long past, both understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses. Humans specifically noticed the amazing feats animals have done, such as birds taking flight into the heavens, and wolves with their hunting packs sprinting after prey at impressive speeds on the earth, that they held the animals with a sense of awe and reverence. So much so that in the near ancient past people would ascribe supernatural or even divine significance to them, such as the powerful wolves of the mountains, the okami, the intelligent yet wrathful crows, or the tengu, and including the creature of beauty and beguilement we'll be diving into today, the kitsune. The kitsune belongs to a class of supernatural creatures known as yokai, classified as monsters, spirits, magical creatures, or demons. The kitsune seems to incorporate a little bit of all the previous characteristics. For example, even though they are labeled as demons, they are very much tied to the land, and usually seek to preserve its lush splendor. However, the kitsune is neither fully good nor evil. They are neutral when it comes to morals. As trickster spirits, they exist in the gray area on the spectrum of dark and light, good and evil, blurring the lines whenever needed or desired. Regardless of this fact, they usually try to align themselves to one of those two moral extremes as paths to grow, mature, and cultivate magical power. This manifests in the main two classifications of kitsune. They are the zenko, known as the good foxes. Zenko foxes strive to be helpful and kind neighbors and friends to humans, helping and protecting them whenever they can. Some even became lovers to them. Zenko also have a vested interest in humbling the arrogant and morally corrupt back on the path of a good citizen, or steer them on the path of seeking enlightenment. On the other hand, there are the yako, also known as no Kitsune or field foxes. Yako foxes are known to play tricks both mischievous or downright malicious to humans, leading to hurt or demise for the unfortunate. They were also known to make people lose wealth, kill farmer crops, possessing women, usually entering in their bodies from under their fingernails or through their chests, drive people mad with illusions so complex that they would baffle the senses, conjuring plagues and natural disasters. They would even go as far as to convince or corrupt humans into doing heinous crimes against others that lead to severe harm or death. The yako were feared by most, and if you were found harboring or working with one, you would be severely ostracized. The most legendary no Kitsune in Japanese mythology was Tamamo no Mae, a kitsune that had a major part to play in the fall of important dynasties in China, Japan, and India. She had brought only suffering and anguish with her voracious hunger for power, before being justly put down by two famous samurai, Kazusanosuk and Miuranosuke. We'll be delving into her and other famous kitsune's legends and the like in future videos because they are by far my favorite supernatural creature in all of mythology, and B, because there's so much to go over with the kitsune race, their historical figures, and more. I can't fit it all in one video. Moving on, LOL. The kitsune have a host of magical abilities. They are able to shapeshift, walk into people's dreams, cast spells and illusions, fly, and even generate and control fire and lightning, known as kitsune bee or foxfire. From their tails and mouths, they can sexually drain people of their life essence, similar to the succubus or incubus demons. I'll go over with you guys their four most well-known magical powers. Number 1. The kitsune is known by its ability to shape-shift into a beautiful woman when they reach the age range of 50 to 100 years old, depending on the individual. They can take other human forms, but this one is by far their favorite. They can also gender shift from male to female and back again, or just use their illusions to appear human. Important side note, the kitsune race are not all born female. They are a predominantly female race, true, but male births, even though very rare, do happen. Also, when either male or female kitsune chose a male lover in female form, they can both conceive children. Number 2, they can spiritually and energetically drain men and women of sexual energy through intercourse. This life essence, or ki, pronounced ki, is instantly added to the kitsune's vitality and power, but the ones fed upon will be very drained after the experience and may take days to recover depending on how much the fox in question took. The more powerful the kitsune, the more they will take to sate their hunger. Some unlucky souls would go to bed with the vulpine spirit and never wake, for they had been drained to a lifeless husk. Fortunately, for those who had Zenko lovers, they would have been handled with care by their vixens during the passionate encounters, making the safety of their lover is top priority over pleasure. One example of these successful unions was Abe no Saimai, the greatest onmyoji or Japanese, wizards, shamans, and astrologers in Japanese history. His father, Abe no Yasuna, was a human, but his mother, Kuzunoha, was said to be a Kitsune fox spirit with pure white fur. More on Abe no Saimai's life and journey coming in later videos. Number 3, Kitsune or foxfire is their ability to create, generate, and control fire or lightning from their tails by rubbing them together, like lighting a match, or breathing fire from their mouths. They can also shape them into floating balls of flames, called will-o-wisps or fox lanterns, that they can use to light their way at nights. No Kitsune that have bad intentions towards travelers at night would use their lanterns as a hypnotic ethereal light to lure unsuspecting victims into the forest, never to be seen again. Very similar to the angler fish with its prey at the bottom of the ocean where there's barely any light. Number 4, illusion casting. Kitsune are master illusionists, able to create magical images and environments that are extremely realistic but aren't real. These illusions don't just fool your sense of sight, but fool all your senses. You could be invited to spend the night at a Kitsune's lavish mansion with the air smelling of fine incense, delicious foods of every kind, joy and laughter from the live-in attendants happy to be there, and happily serve you, even drawing you a bath and adorning you with fine clothing before the real festivities began. After you've enjoyed yourself and are utterly wined and dined by the experience, you retire to your fancy room, and soon after are comfortably sleeping, only to find out at dawn's break that you were asleep deep in the forest with the ground as your bed, leaves as your bed sheets, the trees overhead as your roof, and that you were actually eating roots and berries or possibly insect larvae, and are completely filthy. Kitsune are also strongly associated with the Shinto deity Inari Okami, the kami or Shinto god of worldly success, prosperity, rice, agriculture, industry, craftsmanship, blacksmiths, sake, tea, and foxes. Inari is an androgynous god able to take both male and female forms, such as but not limited to the shape of an elderly man, of a young beautiful woman with or without fox-like features. Inari's pronouns appear to be he, she, and they, them according to the many shapes he's taken noted in mythology, and how she is depicted and worshipped by her followers, some seeing them as female while others male, and to many Inari is also considered to be a fox spirit herself. The Zenko have a strong affinity to Inari, and those who decided to take their bond with them further, they would join Inari's court as Myobu, Inari's fox messengers and protectors, bestowed with his divine power and blessing. Myobu would carry out a host of different tasks and missions for her, such as delivering divine messages from the goddess to other gods, and even humans on Earth, bestowing divine blessings and fortune to his followers, and keeping Yako foxes in check, either by exorcising them from where they terrorize the innocent or worse, depending on the felon in question. However, it's considered a last resort to use violence against their own kind. So, they would always give the no Kitsune a choice to leave of their own free will at least once, before springing to action. Kitsune are known to get stronger as they age. On a Kitsune's 100th birthday, they gain a second tail, and their power grows to a new level. A Kitsune's tail count shows the level of power and wisdom they have. The Kitsune will keep gaining new tails, reaching staggering levels of power until they reach the magical number 9, the second most powerful of the Kitsune's evolutions, known as the legendary 9-tailed fox spirit, Kyubi no Kitsune, with their age being 900 years or older. With this level of power, the Kitsune can manipulate time and space, see and hear everything happening in the world, bend all elements to their will, and all their other abilities I've covered, and will cover in future videos, are astronomically amplified. The most powerful Kitsune is the Tenko. When the Kitsune reaches 1,000 years old, its fur turns bright gold. Then it ascends to the heavens as a celestial fox, a true divine being. Seeing the sheer power and magical potential of the Kitsune, people make sacrifices to them, even independently from their patron goddess Inari. Okay guys, I'll leave this video here. Also, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you found Kitsune to be an interesting topic of discussion. If so, please tap the like button, leave a comment telling me what you think, and share. But until next time, I'm Michael and this was Mythos and Folklore.